Hello, you wonderful human. Welcome to this water-inspired yoga class. Now, if you're new to yoga classes that are themed alongside one of nature's elements, there's lots of reasons why we do this. It can help us connect to a certain physical area in the body, an energetic system, and kind of gives us a way to embody the practice with a different energy. So the element of water in the physical body is relating to our hips. Now, a lot of the time, if we do a yoga practice that is focusing on the hips, a lot of the time it's to do with opening, releasing, which is great, and we will do that. However, it can leave us feeling a little bit like jelly. So I'm also going to help you to feel strong and stable in your hips today. In the energetic body, this is related to our second chakra, our sacral chakra. So that is just above our root chakra and below the belly button. Now this is all about embodying the energies of creativity, joy, intuition, sensuality, and freedom. So it's going to be a nice, juicy, fluid practice whilst we also build strength. And it's an opportunity, really, when we connect to the element of water, to think if we feel like we're holding on too tightly to anything, and if we can release expectation, release that pressure we put on ourselves, and just allow things to flow. There's always an intention, a direction, but the way we get there is sometimes a little bit different. So it's a beautiful practice to remind you that things might not always go exactly as planned, but they might be going exactly how they need to go. So we'll get started in a meditation. So if you'd like to take your meditation lying down, that is there for you. If you'd like to take a seat, then that is for you too. So choosing how you would like to start your practice. And taking a moment to wriggle out the body if you need any wriggles, any rocks of the head, any little shuffles into the body. And then coming to settle into stillness. Closing down the eyes if they aren't already. And just beginning by deepening the breath. And we'll start our practice together by taking one deep breath. Encouraging the breath into the belly, feeling the body expand as we inhale. And exhale through the mouth to release. Beautiful. Closing down the mouth. And finding your breath in and out through the nose. We're going to take just a minute or two here in this vital part of our practice, where we slow down and close the eyes so that we can start to draw the awareness inwards. All that forward moving energy we have so much in the day can start to slow down and come back towards ourselves. We just make space to be here in this moment. Noticing in this space what, if anything, starts to arise for you. Now that might be thoughts, emotions, sensations. Knowing that they might not always be positive, bright and shiny, and that's okay. We make space anyway. The element of water in particular is all about transition, shifting, releasing and letting go. It's about choice, but flowing into that. So just starting to connect to that natural rhythm of breath in the body. Feeling the body expand as we inhale and soften, come back together as we exhale. Noticing that the body has all of these shifts happening all the time. And that sometimes the biggest shifts happen on the inside. They're not things that people can see, but just something that we can feel. And starting to invite in your ujjayi breath if you practice this. That is the slight restriction of the back of the throat as you breathe. So it sounds a bit like you're fogging up a pane of glass in front of you. And sort of like a little sigh. We restrict the back of the throat so that there's a little bit more purpose, intention, feeling to the breath. It's on both the inhale and the exhale. And if that doesn't resonate with you, just breathing gently, equally as you are. Gently softening the eyes open if you're sat on anything, moving it out the way. If you're lying down, coming to a seat. Now we're going to start our practice by bringing the soles of the feet together, the knees out wide. We're going to take our forward fold here. Just starting to compress a little through the hips and seeing how they feel when they do this. Now if we reach to our full extension, we might feel like the body tenses, tightens up. We sort of want that. We want to feel how the body naturally responds to it. Then maybe even closing down the eyes and seeing if we can soften through the hips just through awareness. Taking just a few breaths here. Now as we're in the element of water, a little bit of movement is always welcome. We can bring a little bit of movement into the hips by drawing the knees towards the shoulders, and it might feel quite tight as we do this. And exhale to draw the knees towards the earth. So it's a little lift of the knees and a little lower. Now we're starting to work the muscles deep in the hips as well. Every movement is with breath. Beautiful, just one more breath here. And lifting up through the hands, we're placing the hands behind the hips, soles of the feet to the earth. Lifting up through the chest just a little, and we'll start to windscreen wiper the legs so the knees come to the right. We're extending through the left hip can come off the earth a little, coming back to center, and we'll rock over to the other side. Just a gentle rock out of the hips. Gently moving with the breath and being curious with sensation. Beautiful, once more. And coming back to center, extending the legs long. Now we're bending the left leg, left knee comes out to the side. Reaching the hands forwards towards the end of the toes. So it's a hinge, a fold at the hips and a reach of the hands forwards. Slightly active here. Reaching with the hands, maybe feeling that tightness in the right hip. We'll take an inhale here. Exhale, release the reach, soften into the legs, into the hips. And notice the difference in sensation there, where the hips keep you strong and solid and then when they soften. Now we're going to reach the hands forwards, up to the sky. Left hand comes behind you, right hand reaches over the head, little kickstand with the left leg. Right hand sweeps over the head. And breathing into the right hip, feeling this space. We lower back down to the earth. And we'll switch sides. Left leg comes forwards, right knee comes out to the side. First we reaching the hands forwards, hinging, folding at the hip joint, reaching the fingers forwards. We can flex the left foot because it's staying engaged, and maybe noticing that sensation in both hips, reaching a little further as you inhale, and exhale to soften into the body. Sort of like a deflating balloon, the muscles are invited to soften. Noticing this difference in sensation. And lifting back up to center, right hand comes behind you, left hand reaches over the head. Coming into our little stargazer, reaching the left hand over the head, reaching long with the left toes. Breathing space into the side of the body, the hips. Lowering the hips down to the earth. We're going to roll over the legs, coming to our child's pose. Knees come wide, hips come to the heels, hands come forwards. Now as we're in water, I want to encourage a little movement and sway of the body. And that could be a sway of the hips, but making it intentional, not swaying just because I've said sway, but more how can you feel the shift in sensation as we rock from side to side. Now I'm going to guide you for the next bit, but if there's any variations, any alternative movement you'd like to take to encourage movement into the hips, please feel free to explore. If you're coming with me, we rock the shoulders over to the right, the hips over to the right, we come forwards, over to center, to the left, and hips back, come back to the heels. We'll continue to take these big circles here, and it might continue to look like this. Maybe there's more rounding in the spine. Maybe it's a sort of barrel-like movement with the body. Seeing how it feels right for you and just encouraging this space for that. Our element of water is all about listening to our intuition, listening to how things work for us, feeling into what feels right and honoring that. If you're coming with me, we'll come to the other side, rock the hips over to the left, to the center, to the right, and back. And whatever it is, we're moving with the breath. I'm really feeling the pleasure in that. That sensation, that deep stretch. Beautiful. Next time the hips come back to the heels, we meet there. Coming through to our all fours, tabletop. Now the knees are drawing in one step, the wrists are under the shoulders. Stable base here, little tuck of the hips, belly button towards the spine. Now we're extending the right foot long, flexing the foot. Now if we normally go high, we want to stay parallel to the mat, strong and stable. Then we're turning the right toes out to the side. We're going to bend into the right leg and look over the left shoulder to see if we can look at the bottom of the foot. Inhale, extend the leg. Exhale, right knee comes to the right elbow. Inhale, extend. And exhale, the foot comes to the side. Inhale, extend. Exhale to the side. Beautiful. Once more. Inhale, extend. Exhale to the left. Inhale, extend. Right knee, right elbow, hold. Place the foot outside the hand, walk the hands forwards, low lizard lunge. And allowing the hips to drop forwards. Now there can be a little rock, a little sway into the hips. Now again, I will guide this movement, but if there's any alternative movement you want to take, encourage it. Now we draw the hips down, the chest forwards as we inhale. And exhale, we can walk the hands back, begin to straighten the right leg, lift the toes. And we can take it really simple, just like that. Inhale, rock forwards. And exhale to rock back. Moving with the breath. And if you want to be a bit more explorative, maybe bend into the arms as we come lower. Can you find a little more depth? Maybe it's a little sway into the hips, a circular motion. Knowing there is no right, no wrong. We're just making space in the hips. Beautiful. One more breath. We come forwards. Right knee comes back, All fours tabletop, realigning through the body. Extending the left leg. Push the left heel towards the back of the room. Turning the toes out to the left. Then we're drawing the foot over to the right, looking over the right shoulder. Inhale, extend. Left knee, left elbow, strong through body. Inhale, extend. Exhale, looking over to the right. Inhale, extend, and to the left. Once more, inhale, extend, to the right. Inhale, extend, and to the left. Placing the foot outside the hands walk forwards, low lizard lunge. And starting by taking a simple sway into the hips. Drawing the hips down, the chest forwards. Allowing gravity to do a little bit of the work for you. Then taking that movement, whatever it was before, whatever it wants to be now, if you want more guidance, draw the hips back as you exhale, flex the toes. Inhale to pad the hands forwards, we ripple forwards. And exhale, the hips come back. Maybe we make a bit more space, bending into the arms, or the hips come back. Circular movements. Taking one more breath wherever you'd like to explore. You rebend the left leg, left knee meets the right. We'll tuck the toes, lift the hips, finding our downward facing dog. And from our down dog, you have a few moments to find a little bit of movement, a little bit of space, maybe a pedal of the legs. I want you to see if you can maybe be a bit more creative with this. And I know creativity can feel like pressure, but creativity and art is actually the opposite of that. It is freedom, it's exploration, knowing there is no right, no wrong. Can you take this time to find space? Maybe think what you can bend, what you can straighten. Maybe think about the legs. Maybe they could be bent, maybe they could be straight. Maybe it's the arms, we push into the palms of the hands, try to lift the hips high. Maybe we lift a leg. Whatever it is, take a moment just to take up space, to explore with the body. Navigating your environment. And we'll meet in our downward facing dog on the next breath. Next breath, rise onto the balls of the feet. Feet walk towards the hands at the top of the mats. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to the shins, little soft bend into the legs. Exhale to fold. Soft bend into the legs, inhale, we rise, hands reach tall. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose, hands either sides of the body. We'll find a flow with breath. Inhale, rise the hands, look towards the hands. And exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold, hands to the earth or towards the earth. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to the earth or to shin. Exhale, feet come back, plank. Dropping down the knees, untucking the toes, lowering the body all the way to the earth. Inhale, cobra, low or high. Tucking the toes, lifting the hips, downward facing dog. And with the next breath, drawing the right leg up and back behind you, bending the knee to open the hip. Now we're keeping the body exactly where it is. The right knee taps the inside of the left. Then peeling the knee out to the right, up towards the sky. We take these big hip circles. Strength and mobility into the hip. Beautiful, one more breath, just like that, keeping it slow and steady. And extend the right leg up and back behind you. Right knee comes to the right elbow, hold. Place the foot between the hands, high crescent lunge we're coming to. Reach the hands forwards and up to the sky. Now as we do this, can we take a nice deep bend in the front leg and a little tuck of the hips under? As we do this, the left knee might want to bend. Can we encourage it to stay straight? So we're really lengthening through the hip flexor. Steady here. Strong through legs. Next, inhale, reach a little higher, maybe even straightening the front leg and opening out to our warrior two. Now we're going to build a bit of strength and mobility in the hips. From our warrior two, peeling the knee open, tucking the hips under the body. Really long and strong here. Flipping the palms, inhale, reach the hands high, lifting the front toes, straighten the front leg. Now we're turning the left toes out, hips come towards the heels at the back of the mat, Skandasana. Now it might look like this, it requires quite deep mobility. If it looks like this, that is perfect. This will be more strength and the lower will be more mobility. Now we're gonna move with the breath, whichever variation you're at. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, we're coming to warrior two. Beautiful. Moving through that transition together. Flipping the hands, inhale, reach tall, straighten the front leg. Exhale, Skandasana. Moving with breath, inhale, prepare. Exhale, Skandasana. Beautiful. Once more, inhale, rise. Exhale to lower. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, warrior two. Beautiful. Steady through the legs. Now the left hand's gonna come down, right hand comes to the sky. Easy twist. Keeping the left knee lifted or lowered if you need. We're coming through to our Vashisthasana, side plank. Left foot comes back if it needs to take a step to get there, that's okay. You can drop down the left knee if you need. Lifting the hips away from the body. Now option to find strength in the right hip, float the right toes. Option to stay here or bend the knee, take a hold of the knee and draw it up towards the sky. Right hand comes down to the earth, plank. Knees, chest, chin, or going through a chaturanga, bending halfway into the elbows. Flipping through the feet, inhale, lift, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Steady through breath, steady through body. With the next breath, drawing the left leg up and back behind you. Bend the knee to open through the hip. Now drawing the left knee to the inside of the right. Peeling the knee out to the left and up to the sky, taking these big circles. Mobilizing and strengthening into the hip joints. Beautiful, once more. Inhale, left leg up and back behind you. Exhale, left knee comes to the left elbow, hold. Place the foot between the hands, high crescent lunge, we rise. Take your time, find that stability through the feet. Now thinking of that tuck of the hips, maybe noticing how the knee bends a little. Can we straighten it? Deep bend into the front leg. Find that steadiness of breath. Staying where you are. Inhale to reach a little higher, exhale, open warrior two. Peeling the left knee out, tucking the hips under, fingers forwards and back. And flipping the palms, inhale, reach the hands towards the sky, straighten the front leg, lift the toes. Left toes turn out, dropping the hips down, Skandasana. Now inhale to prepare. Exhale, we shift forwards. Inhale to rise. Exhale to lower. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, rise. Exhale, drop down. Once more, inhale, prepare. Exhale, warrior two. Staying here, strong and steady in the body. Right hand drops down, left hand comes to the sky, easy twist. Now option to stay here, drop down the right knee if you need. We can come straight back to our Vashisthasana. If you want to, we could take a hold of the left toes, sweeping the leg up all the way to the sky. If that feels too much, maybe we just step the left back, hold on to the knee, lift the hips. Wherever you are, strong through the legs. Maybe it's extended, just floating the toes. One more breath. Left hand comes down, plank. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale to lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. Steady through body and through breath. And we're gonna drop down the knees to the earth. Come to sit on the earth, legs come out wide. Wide legs, Now, if you want, you can bring the fingers to the earth. Just take a little fold. If you want a little more, we reach the hands up to the sky, reach forwards and fold from there. Keeping the toes turned out wherever you are, strong through hips, leaning into the hips. Just 2 more breaths here. Beautiful. Coming back up, we're going to bring the hands behind us. Left knee bends, left knee comes forwards and right knee comes on top. Coming into our shoelace or Gomukhasana without the arms. Hands come to the feet. We're focusing on closing the hips here. Inhale, lift through the chest. Exhale to take a fold. And easing into the body with the breath. And softening into the hips, into the face, the shoulders. 2 more breaths here. Inhale to lift through the chest, hands come behind you. Switching sides, right knee on the bottom, left leg on top. Hands to the feet, inhale to rise and exhale to take your fold. And softening into the hips, the shoulders, the arms, the face. Two more breaths. Inhale to lift through the chest. We're going to come to lie on our backs. Knees come into the chest, take a hold of the shins. And we can either take a hold of the shins, take a gentle rock, or take a hold of the outsides of the feet, come into your happy baby. Feet come up towards the sky. And you could stay here, take a little rock into the body, or you could take a little extension of one leg and then the other, just like babies do. And at some point in life, we stop doing these things, but babies do things because they feel good. So we're going to do that before we're conditioned and told we can't do things a certain way. Move from a point of pleasure. And releasing the legs, we're going to drop down into our Shavasana. Now the next few minutes are such an important part of the practice. It is where everything integrates. We twist, we move the body, we shift everything around. And then we come to settle so everything can find its place again. So if you feel like finishing here, can you stay just 2 minutes of your day? Allowing your breath to be deep and nourishing. Softening into the face, the shoulders, the hands, the hips. And just being held in this moment. And take a breath together. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Release. And just beginning to deepen the breath. Inviting a little movement back into the physical body. And allowing that movement to become a little bigger in a moment. Over the next few breaths, we're going to find our way to a seat at the top of the mat. Keep the eyes closed just for a moment longer. Place one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Softening down through the face, the shoulders, the jaw. And feel that breath move through the body. A reminder that there's always these subtle, little, gentle shifts happening within us. We'll take a breath together to close our practice. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. Drawing the palms of the hands to touch, taking a little bow towards the earth as a sign of gratitude to Mother Nature, to the practice, and to yourself for creating this time in your day. It is not a small thing. And coming out of your practice in your own time, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you did, and I hope to see you soon. Take care.